Hello everyone, I'm Bruffy1322 and in this video I'll be going over the various discounts and bonuses that are now active in GTA Online as of Thursday the 20th of May 2021. All of these are going to be available for 1 week until Thursday the 27th of May. The podium vehicle this week is the Free Crawler, which can be won by spinning the lucky wheel in the casino. It's in the off-roads class and normally sets you back just under $600,000. It's in the C tier for the off-roads class, so well off the top pace when it comes to racing, so this is all down to personal preference whether you want to try and win this one. The premium race this week is a sign of things to come, which is an old-style point-to-point race in Blaine County for the motorcycles class. As usual for motorcycle races, you'll want to be using the Shitaro or Hakucho drag for the best chance to win here, although the BF400 and its great wheelie might be worth a try for some of the off-road sections. Also, the regular time trial this week is Del Perro Pier, which you can see being completed later in the video alongside the premium race track, with the RC time trial being Power Station. In terms of regular vehicle discounts, we've finally got some decent discounts back this week. You'll get 40% off the fastest car in the game for top speed Pariah, taking its price from $1.4 million to just over $800,000. There's also 40% off a classic supercar with the Entity XF now costing just under $500,000, though it can't compete with the top cars these days. There's also 40% off the Neon, which is great fun in B-tier sports races, the Lynx, Jester Classic, Festival Bus, Brickade and Blimp, none of which are useful for racing. You can of course find out the lap times, top speeds and tiers of all the vehicles that I've mentioned here by checking out the playlist and video links in the description and pinned comment. In terms of discounts specifically for Amazon Prime Gaming members who've linked their Rockstar Social Club accounts, you'll get 80% off the Jugular and Stafford, plus 30% off the Vito Modern just like last week. I'd also like to thank Eagle Moss for sponsoring today's video. Eagle Moss is a leader in licensed scale models covering franchises from Star Trek and Marvel to James Bond and Back to the Future. Whether you want scale model collections like Star Trek ships, or you're into building up iconic cars like the Aston Martin DB5, Eagle Moss has you covered. Use the link in the description to check them out at bruvy.com/eaglemoss. Other miscellaneous bonuses this week include triple money on Motor Wars and nightclub popularity, with double money on client jobs. The Panther statue is also available to steal in the Cayo Perico heist for much bigger profits. There's also 40% off all nightclubs and 30% off nightclub renovations. In terms of my deal of the week, it can only be the Pariah this week. With the increased cost of cars these days, the Pariah offers great speed for a better price than its competitors in the top tier of the sports class, and this discount makes it even better. It is a challenge to drive, but so much fun when you get it right, and it's awesome to be hitting the highest top speed of any regular car in the game. Get it if you don't have it already. And now it's time for the news and discussion segment of the video, where I ramble on for a few minutes about something while you watch me completing this week's time trial and showcasing the track for the premium race. So we've got quite a bit to talk about today, given Rockstar's latest newswire post from Tuesday that details what we've got coming to GTA Online over the next few months. What I'm going to do is read that first bit from that newswire post which talks about the summer update, and then we'll discuss. Then I'll read the second part, which goes into the enhanced and expanded editions. In Los Santos, car culture is back on the streets in a big way, with new opportunities for fans of performance and customization upgrades to get together with like-minded gearheads to test and show off their rides free from interference from authorities and other troublemakers. The renewed interest is bringing a new underground car meet into the area, along with new additions to the local racing scene, and demand for stolen vehicles has never been higher. Expect high stakes and high action as crews hit the streets to get hold of the latest vehicles on the hot list, challenge each other in new race types, or take part in a series of multi-part robbery missions where a precisely modified getaway vehicle will be your best weapon, all later this summer. To help gear up for GTA Online's summer update, 8 new stunt races are right around the corner, coming to the GTA Online Stunt Series on May 27th. These new tracks will introduce an array of white-knuckle thrills for stunt racers in an assortment of vehicle classes. Shortly thereafter, fans of the futuristic Deadline mode will get 7 new arenas in which to obliterate opponents with their Shitaro bike's explosive light trail. If eradicating waves of armed resistance is more your appetite, Survival mode will also expand to new locations throughout Los Santos and Blaine County. So quite a lot to unpack there really, and The main part of it is that we're going to be getting an update in the summer as expected, and it's going to be a car themed update, very car centric, which is obviously good for us, and we're obviously going to get a lot of new cars. It's likely going to continue the trend of them being heavily customizable that we've seen from cars recently, where there's significantly more customizations than what we used to see back in the day. But that also comes with a much higher cost to them. They're always very expensive when they have all those customizations. I am expecting a lot more regular cars this time around for this DLC, rather than, you know, the weaponized or non-raceable stuff that we've seen recently. And they actually did show an image with a new car from Karen that is reminiscent of an old Toyota Celica. So we know we're getting that at least. That's one new car confirmed. Underground car meet location, it also mentions. Maybe that functions like the casino parking garage, but obviously for, you know, 30 people. Can you get 30 people in the casino parking garage? I'm not actually sure. I've never really used it that much, but maybe there will be more. It'll be like that casino parking garage where people can all go to this one location to show off their cars, park them up, but maybe there'll be a little bit more freedom with this underground location. We'll have to wait and see. It says new race types. Could that be kart races? Obviously we got the two karts, the Vito Classic and the Vito Modern in the last DLC, but there was nothing you could do with them. They can't be used in races. Maybe that will finally become a thing on the next DLC. I don't know why they didn't just leave the karts out and add them in the DLC that they're going to add the races with, but we don't know even if that's what they're mentioning with that. That's what they mean with that. There could be something else entirely that they've got in mind. Maybe we'll see some race creator improvements, hopefully, because that's always great to see. Ideally being able to, you know, just have all of the props that are available for arena or other game modes all available in the same creator would be pretty handy. There is an emphasis on that Newswire post on stolen vehicles. It's mentioned a couple of times. Maybe there's going to be some new free mode events that are based around stealing cars. They talk about, you know, the vehicles on the hot list and all this kind of stuff. It is possible that they're going to do something a bit more expanded with that, and there'll be there'll be something fun to do in free mode when it comes to stealing cars and trying to deliver it and get a car from a certain location whilst other people in the lobby are trying to do that as well. And it also mentions multi-part robbery missions. Could these be sort of like heist light missions that we've seen over the years? But there does seem to be an emphasis on using perhaps some of the newer vehicles that are more heavily customizable to get the missions completed successfully. We'll see what those customizations are and what kind of format these robbery missions take. Is it going to be just, you know, going into a lobby with 4 players and starting up a mission like classic missions, or will it be something more heist-like? I don't think it's going to be an all-new heist, for example, but maybe it will be sort of a hybrid or something. We'll have to wait and see, but sounds interesting at least. We'll see what happens when it actually arrives. And finally it mentions about new game modes with 8 new stunt races coming next week. So 27th, this time next week, we'll be getting 8 new stunt races. Might we see them put straight into the premium race rotation? We'll have to see, because we have had those old style tracks for a long time. Premium races did used to be stunt races, and for a long time now they've been the old style tracks. Will they go back to these new stunt races for a while? We'll see. But I should clarify something, that this summer update doesn't come next week. So there's going to be no new cars or anything like that. It's only these new stunt races. You can expect the summer update in sort of late July or early August. That's when they normally drop these summer updates. They haven't given us a date, but that's generally what you can expect. And to be honest, I would expect it on the level of sort of the Los Santos Summer Special, I think, with plenty of new cars and a sprinkling of new game modes, but nothing crazy like a new heist or, you know, putting in the casino or anything like that. That's at least my expectation. But they are nevertheless adding new races, new arenas for Deadline, and new locations for Survival over the coming weeks before that DLC drops. And interestingly, as Sky Roy pointed out in the comments of my community post on this topic, it looks like Rockstar have been watching my updated fastest cars videos, since in the image, the promotional image for these new stunt races, they're showing off at the very front the Emirates, which is the fastest supercar in the game, the Krieger, which is second, and the Wagner, which is third. So the top 3 supercars based on my lap time testing are in that promo image. So I'm glad you guys are keeping up with the current quickest cars over there at the Rockstar offices. Hello. But there was also a little bit mentioned about things further into the future in the newswire as well, specifically about the PS5 and Series X versions of the game. I'll read that, then we'll have a little chat about it. The expanded and enhanced versions of Grand Theft Auto 5 and Grand Theft Auto Online are arriving on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S with new features and more on November 11th, 2021. As an added bonus, this summer's updates to GTA Online will include special benefits for players to take advantage of in these enhanced and expanded versions when they drop. Plus, in honour of the upcoming 20th anniversary of the genre-defining Grand Theft Auto 3, we'll have even more fun surprises to share, including some specifically for GTA Online players. So we have a date, 11th of November this year, for the PS5 and Xbox Series X versions of GTA to be released. There's no other info yet on character transfers or what actual improvements it's going to bring, but at least we have a date. Although, since it says that the summer update is going to bring things for us to do that will presumably unlock things in the expanded editions, us being able to transfer characters across seems reasonable to expect at this point. How it's going to be handled, or whether we'll be able to use the same character across different platforms, or even have cross-play between the consoles and maybe cross-platform tracks, all of that still remains to be seen. We don't really know anything about these new versions yet. I really hope it's not just the PC version put on consoles for some upgraded graphics and better frame rates. I really want to see some proper improvements, like the sort of, we saw first person added to the game from Xbox 360 to Xbox One and PS4. So that's the kind of level of improvement I'd like to see and expect, but who knows at this point. And then finally, GTA 3. They mentioned GTA 3, the 20th anniversary. That was my first game in the Grand Theft Auto franchise. Are they going to be doing a remaster? I'm a little bit skeptical on that, I think, since, at least from my memory, Rockstar have never gone back and remastered anything. Maybe they'll release a version that plays better using backwards compatibility on the consoles. I know that the original Red Dead Redemption plays a lot better through backwards compatibility on Xbox. Maybe they'll release the game on the Nintendo Switch. Whatever it's going to be, we don't know at this point, but it's going to be interesting to see what comes to GTA Online with this GTA 3 tie-in. I was just saying recently how I wish that they did that more when we had an anniversary for a game that's previously a franchise. Even just something as simple as putting certain discounts on vehicles weekly that are related to that game that's having their anniversary. I wish they did that more, so it's interesting to see what they do with that and what's going to be coming to GTA Online with that GTA 3 tie-in. I'm curious. But for this one, that's pretty much it. There was a lot to cover, obviously, so it's been a much longer video, but obviously there's a lot going on, and we've got many things to expect over the next, 6 months, I say. So yeah, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. Are you excited for the expanded editions? Are you excited for the summer update? What are your expectations of it? Let me know what your thoughts are down below in the comments. As usual, I'll be back with another video just like this next Thursday, the 27th of May, where we'll go through everything that's changed once again. Feel free to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss it. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time.